I released a Sarantine Mosaic video talking about my love of GGK, and I immediately followed that up by reading The Lions of Al-Rassan. I finished Lord of Emperors, and then that same day I did the prologue for The Lions of Al-Rassan because I am in love with his writing. From here on out, I'm going to pace myself because I had a few issues with his writing, reading them back to back to back like that. But man, Gavriel K is one of my new favorite writers of all time. The Lions of Al-Rassan is one of my new favorite books of all time. I did not think that something could top the Sarantine Mosaic, and then it did. The Lions of Al-Rassan basically takes about 400 years of Spanish history of the Reconquista and makes a very compelling novel that takes place over just a few years. You have the Jaddite regions in the north, which are basically the Christians. You have the Asherite kingdoms in the south, which are the Muslim kingdoms. And then you have the Kindath, who are stuck in the middle, which are the Jews of this world. So none of these religions are like out and out the same as they are in real life. It's just they're like the parallels. And Gavriel K has done what I love most in his writing, and he's taken major historical events and a historical setting that a lot of people recognize, and he's filed the serial numbers off and made it his own by creating a wonderful story in this world. You feel like you are in medieval Spain when you're reading this. Just the way he crafts his sentences and the way he structures the story is magnificent. You have three main characters. You have Amar, who is a poet, scholar, and soldier from the Asherite city of Amuz in the south. And he became like a major figure in that region. The prologue is about something he does early on that changes the face of Al-Rassan. Then you have Rodrigo Belmonte, who is El Cid. He's a Jaddite military leader known for his honor, loyalty, and military prowess. And boy, is he amazing. He's just so cool from start to finish. And then the last one is Jahani, and she is a Kindath physician. And she's just kind of mixed into everything. She's like the everyman that's kind of caught up in the power struggles between these two characters and just the events of the world. And it's so good. They form a bond with one another that is just beautiful. It's so cool to see the friendship between these people and just where they started at and where it ends. It's perfect. There's a little bit of a lull in a scene that revolves around Carnival, which I'm not going to get into. Just was like, all right, come on. You know, like that Homer Simpson thing where he's like telling Flanders to hurry up and stop talking. I kind of felt like that partway through all that. And then that ends in just an amazing way that I didn't see coming. One of the major themes of this book is like your cultural or religious identity and tolerance of others. Not everyone's tolerant, and it sucks. But overall, you learn some really cool lessons. You see these people come together from different backgrounds. And I'm going to end this by talking about the ending, but not as a spoiler. What I want to say is something I mentioned in the last video about Gavriel K, and that is the way he wrote this ending, I didn't think was possible. I have thought about structuring an epic scene in my own writing in the way he did it. And I mean, this gave me permission to do it because now I've seen that it can be done. I'm not going to copy one for one, but there's just this major event at the end. And instead of seeing the event through one of the people that is participating directly in it, you see it from a distance, from different angles, and a lot of the writing during this is setting the scene, talking about a sunset and the surrounding land and the events that led up to it as this event is witnessed from a distance. And it's probably the most cinematic ending I have ever read. It's one of the best endings to any novel that I have ever read. And some people don't like the epilogue, which I don't understand. It brought me nothing but joy. I mean, I started choking up at the ending, and then I just was doing everything I could not to cry as I went through the epilogue. It's just something else. I mean, I don't understand how Gavriel K is not more popular than he is. Also, why is this not a miniseries? Why is the Sarantine Mosaic not a miniseries? I don't get it. You don't have to spend $1 billion to get the rights to these amazing stories like Amazon had to for like the Lord of the Rings drippings. These need to be miniseries, and I'm not even the biggest adaptation fan, but they'd be perfect. I think that's it. I can only gush about Guy Gavriel K for so long. I mean, let me know in the comments if you have read The Lions of Al-Rassan. It seems like most people have read Tigana instead of this. Start with this. It's so good. You'll love it. It's just one and done, standalone. GGK's out there just giving us the gift of standalone novels again and again and again. Can't recommend it enough. I want to thank you for watching. And with that, I'll see you next time.